Welcome, everyone, to the ADG podcast. We are back for our preview episode of the upcoming NFL draft. Plus, we have a brand new movie trailer. We have a Darren edition of What Grinds My Gears. And we have music and a brand new top five. All that more coming up on the ADG podcast.
What's it like in the journalism program? That's why last week he's like, fuck this guy. Fuck that guy. Fuck this guy. You're cool, but fuck this guy.
Someone, whoever does their Twitter account, was offended by what the ADG podcast had to say on Twitter. All controversial now. Nowhere. You know why? Because they just thought of this shit last week and they put it in a movie. Now.
So I'm not have to worry about catching anything from Jake or vice versa. So he's good.
Catch some manners, Darren.
All your asshole attitude is rubbing off on me. Finally. It only took about 3 years. So, hey, I wonder how long that recording session was. Okay, Ben, ready? Yeah. All right, thank you.
We're done.
It'd be nice. I'm going to give it a solid 2.5 out of 5.
Oh, wow.
All right. Welcome to the ADG podcast. We are finally back. Darren and I took a vacation to do nothing because we're locked down, but we're here. We're on the microphone. My chair's squeaky. I don't know what's going on. Hey, Darren, did you know it snowed yesterday? Because, it's end of April.
You know what? I saw something on my car when I went out this morning. I just thought it was very, very, very thick fog, but I guess it was snow. So I guess. So it wouldn't be April in Windsor without snow. As the trash cans behind Jake fall down.
Yeah, I have wild parties here in the back while I'm trying to record. It's just nonsense. But it's all good. It's crazy out here. And it's probably falling snow because, like you mentioned, last night to the dog out 1 a.m, I'm like, shit, I took a step back a few months. It's Christmas. What the hell's going on? Like 5 inches of snow, really? Oh, whatever. Yeah, it's all melted now, so who cares? It was just the weirdest day ever.
But before we continue, can I say what an honor it is to be sharing the podcast stage with award-winning podcaster Jacob?
Jesus.
It's truly an honor. Congratulations on all your success, your many multi-awards and your multi-nominations. We are very proud of you, sir.
Oh, thank you. That was awful. Yeah.
Look at this guy. I give this guy a compliment, and he thinks I'm like it's covered in sarcasm.
But pretty much, that's I expect nothing but than that from you. But no, thank you. It's craziness. I'm over like 100 episodes over there.
Wow.
So it's just a grind. It's craziness. But yeah, no, I appreciate it. I appreciate the support. But we're gonna kick it on the ADG podcast as usual. We're not stopping. We just come up for air for the good stuff. And that's what we're doing today because this is a preview show of what we're going to do. I'm assuming we're going to do another live show for the draft here on the ADG podcast. So that should be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. It's getting crazy with the whole NFL draft and all these mock drafts that ESPN is just suffocating their network with all these mock drafts from like Tom
I ignored all of them
Shea
so far.
Mel Kiper and all these guys you only hear about once a year and just who they think. And then it turns out they really don't know where anyone goes because there's so many surprises that happens. So let's get into it. And Jake, just the last mock draft that I saw, the most recent mock draft that I saw was an interesting one. I'll be very curious to get your thoughts on it. This came from CBS Sportsline. I'm just pulling it up right here. So basically, it's a 3-round NFL mock draft, but we're only going to care about the first round because that's what everyone is talking about.
First 7 picks for us.
Yeah.
We don't give a shit besides that.
Exactly. Well, if they trade down, then we have
trade down. Yes, of
yeah.
course. We'll talk about all those scenarios later on in our sports section.
Exactly.
But yeah, sure.
So let's get into it. So the NFL mock draft CBS version, 1,742, comes out with obviously this one hasn't changed since he declared for the NFL. Trevor Lawrence, number one, to Jacksonville, which no one really cares about because everyone knows that's going to happen. But at pick 2, this is where it gets interesting. And obviously, lots of talented quarterbacks are going to be going it within the first 5 picks. You have Zach Wilson, who will be selected by the New York Jets with the 2nd overall pick. So he's been telegraphed to the Jets for weeks. And then we have, I know, the goddamn Jets. And then we come to the 3rd overall pick, and that is where the quarterback train keeps chugging along. Justin Fields, quarterback, Ohio State, goes to the San Francisco 49ers. And they all they said after all the Jones rumors, the 49ers go with the super accurate Fields to upgrade the quarterback spot. So that he goes number 3. Number 4, I know Jake loves this pick. He's hoping that he was going to be around at 7 for the Lions. Tight end Kyle Pitts goes to Atlanta at 4.
Yeah. You know what? He's a tight end, but he could play receiver.
He definitely has the size of a receiver's body for sure.
Yeah.
So why they said Kyle Pitts to Atlanta, he said, while they field calls, the Falcons ultimately turn them down to pair Pitts with Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley. That would be a scary threesome on the offensive side of the ball for Atlanta. So there you go. Number 5, I've seen this name attached to the Lions for the last week or so. Penei Sewell, offensive lineman from Oregon, going to the Bengals. The Bengals get their franchise tackle to bookend Jonah Williams as the ultimate protection for Joe Burrows, which
they need their line stinks.
Exactly. They need him to protect Joe Burrows, their franchise. Number 6, another guy I really wanted, Jamar Chase, wide receiver out of LSU, selected 6th overall by the Miami Dolphins. And then we get to number 7. And what do you think the Lions do, Jake? Do they stay? Do they trade down? Who do they pick? I want to get your thoughts first.
Wide receiver in this mock draft.
You're not giving a name, just going to say wide receiver?
Nope, just wide receiver. There's a few on the board. So
okay. I'm sorry to say, but you're incorrect. According to this mock draft, the Detroit Lions trade down with the Denver Broncos.
Ooh.
Denver Broncos trade up from 9 to 7, and with the 7th overall pick, Denver Broncos select Trey Lance, quarterback out of North Dakota State.
Isn't that your boy?
You know what? He's pretty good, but I don't think he's worth. I think he has. I don't think he has much of a boom side.
He's I don't think so either. Yeah, I think so too. I did not like him as a quarterback to be anywhere near the top 10, maybe second round.
Exactly.
Round.
So the write-up, what they said on Trey Lance for the Broncos can't just wait and hope Lance falls to them. Therefore, they swing a trade with Detroit to get the raw but ultra talented passer. So that's exactly what he is. He's raw, but he has very big, bright upside. So we'll move on. So from that was 7, and now to 8. Rashawn Slater is the next pick from the Carolina Panthers, the offensive lineman out of Northwestern. So that was another one name I hear the Lions were flirting with when it came down to Sewell or Slater. A lot of people were fans of Rashawn Slater. Pick number 9.
The wide receiver, Alabama.
Well, since Jake kind of took the fun out of it, the Lions do take running back. Do take a wide receiver at 9th overall from Alabama, 5'10", 182 pounds, Jalen Waddle.
That's not who I want on this team.
I know.
Because he's short. You can have a wide receiver under 6 feet tall in this league right now.
Well, Tyreek Hill's pretty small. Okay, he's pretty good.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I don't think this is the right fit for the Lions, but it's a mock draft, right? Who knows?
Yeah, it's a mock draft. Yeah.
Who knows?
But
Let's speculate about these guys. That's good. Top 10 later on, because there's lots to think about there. But you mentioned at number 3, Justin Fields.
Yep.
If you saw what came out today, Ian Rappaport came out with confirmed that Justin Fields confirmed to NFL teams that he is managing epilepsy. It just came out a few hours ago. So this again via Ian Rappaport on Twitter. That I don't know if that would affect his draft stock. He's dealing with it. It's not affecting his game.
Right.
But in your franchise quarterback with a form of epilepsy that might go away, would his draft stock plummet?
See, that's the whole thing. How serious is the epilepsy? Disease?
As Darren opened his car window.
As what?
That was a lot of wind there.
A lot of wind.
Did you have the fan on?
Oh, it was the furnace that kicked in.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Warm you right up.
Yeah, I know, right? So when it comes down to it, yeah, it's going to come down to what the doctor's reports say, and if this is serious, or is this something that can be maintained and kept under control?
If you're putting your franchise, let's say you're the 49ers, and you were looking for a franchise quarterback after all the turmoil you had in the last 5-6 years, would you risk everything on your number 3 pick on Justin Fields, knowing this information? Just for what you know, off top, just what you know now.
You know what? Obviously, when it comes to medical conditions, these guys are put through the ringer. When it comes down to, every doctor they look at them and they go get a second and a third and a fourth opinion to make sure these guys are as healthy as they can be, because football is a violent sport. And you don't want to set yourself up with a liability drafting a quarterback with a past medical, a serious medical issue. But could this affect his draft stock? Absolutely. That's why there's a lot of people having Mac Jones, quarterback out of Alabama, high as like a top 5 quarterback. So it's possible you never know what goes through the minds of these NFL GMs and these NFL owners that, really are putting their franchise on the line by drafting these young quarterbacks, hoping that these guys are the next Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, or, Tom Brady.
Yeah.
But obviously, if this just came out, there's going to be a lot more news of it.
Yeah, just came out 5 hours ago.
There you go. So there you go, Jake, with our breaking news sports desk, helping out.
Yep, good to know. It's stuff like that before the draft that can affect anybody. And there's obviously stuff behind the scenes, but stuff that comes out we're a week away. You never know, right? He might drop like 10 spots. They might pick up somebody else. They still might pick him. Who knows? That's the draft. We don't know.
You don't know. That's why I think me and Jake have the same tradition. We always watch the movie Draft Day on draft day.
That's right.
Because it really puts you in the right mindset. and especially like I know someone who is a Cleveland Browns fan, so it really strikes home that he's a Browns fan, and it's in Cleveland this year, the draft.
Well, they'll always have a movie. So
they always have Kevin Costner, and pancake eating motherfucker line in that movie. It's great. I can't wait to watch that movie again. It's gonna be awesome.
Next week. I'm saving it.
Oh yeah. Maybe I'll do it on Wednesday or Tuesday. I don't know.
Yeah. It's gonna happen though. It's gonna happen.
Oh, it has to. It has to.
Yeah.
So Jake, let's get into a little b-ball talk. And
let's do it.
Last time we didn't talk before the end of the March Madness tournament. My Gonzaga Wildcats, Bulldogs, I don't know what they are.
Okay, they're bandwagoner.
Oh, for sure. They lost, of course. They lost in the NCAA finals to Baylor, the Baylor Bears, which if you watch that game, Baylor were all over them. That defense was unbelievable. You know, for that high-powered offense to just sputter and fall apart, it was something unbelievable.
One team was ready for the final, one team wasn't.
Exactly.
That's all it came down to.
That's right. But like, I feel bad for Gonzaga. They've always been right there. They just could never get it done, you know.
Undefeated the entire time until the final. I don't feel too bad for them.
No, but like hell, Michigan.
But I still would have liked to see Michigan play them. Yeah, I really would have. No, seriously, I would have, because the UCLA game.
Heartbreak.
Exactly. So I would like to see the Michigan offense versus Gonzaga defense all day. But, I just see what happens. I'm not saying they would win, but I would like to see the game.
But Michigan keeps shooting themselves in the foot, missing their last 8 shots of that game. Ugh. Especially like UCLA. UCLA had some horseshoe up their ass to make that kind of run. Unbelievable. You know.
Well, they started off right.
Yeah, from beating my beloved Spartans to knocking off your Wolverines to almost knocking off those Gonzaga Bulldogs.
Yeah,
unbelievable. But yeah, so that's been crazy. But switching from the NCAA to the NBA, Jake, I kind of like the Pistons this year. Obviously, they're not going to win anything, but they're fun to watch.
I told you this from last year. As soon as the coaching regime changed, the ideas changed. They got rid of the dead weight. They got all young kids. They got guys on expiring contracts. You know this team's in a rebuild, and they're not playing to win. They're playing to grow. So they're playing to grow, and that makes it exciting. This team in the next 3 years is going to
be really fun
in the playoffs. Yes, exactly.
Or definitely contending for a playoff spot, no doubt about it. And just the really guys that they have, like Killian Hayes, is awesome to watch. You know, he's not much of a scorer, but he makes great passes. He's a true playmaker. Isaiah Stewart, awesome to watch. You know, they call him Beef Stew, best nickname in all of sports. And if you disagree with me, then fight me. Let's go.
He's their tough guy.
And that's why I talk behind the mic. and Sadiq Bey, guy hits threes like they're going out of style. It's unbelievable. Yeah. So if they have those 3 core pieces, and then you have that Jeremy Grant, you know, what they're paying him, that's a bargain and a half for what they're getting him, you know, and he's putting up 28, 29 points a night.
Yep.
It's definitely fun to watch. You know, they beat Cleveland last game, and that was a close game, 109 to 105. That was the kind of game that really 2 up and coming teams like Cleveland are in the same rebuild as well. They obviously have been rebuilding for a couple more years than the Pistons. So yeah, that was fun. And tonight they played Dallas Mavericks. Yeah, I'm not expecting them to win, but it's a good measuring stick for them to actually go against a really well put together team. And Luka Doncic is just sick. He's awesome.
Of course. One of the best players in the league.
Unbelievable. Yeah. So that's always a treat to watch those guys play. So yeah. So that is good on the basketball side. Jake, I know that. Yeah, it was snowing in April yesterday. The baseball season is in full swing, and
it is.
The Tigers.
Hey, listen. I listened to a few games.
Be a long season.
Yeah, I get to listen to them on the radio, and the last 2 series they played, Astros and the A's.
It went from really good to really bad.
It was like, hey, you blew out the Astros. Oh, you got destroyed by the A's. Okay, cool. But it's you can see the rebuild happening.
Yeah.
They need a bunch of pieces, but you can see the rebuild happening. You're getting the bats finally. You got 1 or 2 good arms that'll be here in the next 3-4 years. It's happening slowly. Bringing the guys up. and giving them playing time, getting them in majors. And it's slow. It's baseball. Right. It's already slow. It's just the build. It's slow too.
Exactly. You're talking about some getting bats in the lineup. One of the bats that is here is making like baseball history. And if you're not familiar with this player that plays for the Tigers, number 60 outfielder Akil Baddoo. He is a Rule 5 draft pick. Now, when you hear Rule 5 draft pick, that means he wasn't a superstar out of college. No, he was already drafted, and then he was like redrafted in the supplement redraft, and so the Tigers scooped him up. Usually, when you get a Rule 5 draft pick, they're not going to do much. You know, they might be a depth guy for you, but that's about it. But this guy worked his ass off in spring training, made the team. Second game of the year, he gets up, and the first pitch he sees, home run. Mm-hmm. Unbelievable. Next at bat he sees, boom, grand slam home run. Grand slam home run for this kid, second day in the major leagues. Unbelievable. Third day, just to cap off this weekend, his first weekend as an MLB player, game-winning RBI hit in the bottom of the ninth. Mm-hmm. You can't script a better story than that. It's unbelievable.
He's like 0 for 9. He's got like 9 strikeouts the last.
He's obviously come back down to earth now, but it was a great story as it lasted, and we've seen a lot of flash in the pan Tigers in the past couple decades. Remember Brendan Bosch? Remember Chris Shelton? Mm-hmm. Yeah, those guys were good. And I say this because this ties into our top 5 coming up in the show. So keep that in mind.
That should be good.
Yes.
Since you're a Maple Leafs fan, I'm sure we get to hit on some hockey here.
You know that I was kind of avoiding talking about the Leafs right now, to be honest with you.
I want to talk about the Red Wings. So I'm gonna hit the Leafs first.
Hey, Red Wings are competitive. I give them credit. They traded away Anthony Mantha to the Washington Capitals, and he's
Yzerman just destroyed that trade.
He's like, that depends on who you ask. You ask a Red Wings fan, if they're like, that's a great trade for the Wings. It
is a great trade for the Wings. I loved it.
Yeah.
But everybody needed new scenery.
Exactly.
Even Mantha, but he's in a perfect team for him.
Mm-hmm. He doesn't have to be the superstar. He can be a role guy. Let Ovi and others do what they do and go from there. But yes, the Leafs are on a little bit of a slide. They have a little bit of a goalie carousel, which is not good going into the playoffs. You kind of want to know who your goalie is. Right now they have Jack Campbell, who used to play for the Windsor Spitfires. Good for Jack. Freddie Anderson, who's been the workhorse for them for the past couple of years. And they just recently traded at the deadline for Dave Riddick. Big Save Dave, as they call him. But it didn't look too big savey last game when he let in 5 goals. So we have to work on who is this Leafs goaltending tandem come playoff time, because how they have it working with these new North Division, Toronto will be playing the 4th team in the North Division. So, and if you've been watching hockey and been watching the Canadian division, it's a battle every night. These teams, you play a team enough, you're going to start to hate each other when it comes to seeing the same guys over and over and over again. So, yeah, they better have their goalie situation figured out by then. But other than that, they made some key acquisitions. They brought in Nick Foligno, which was he was a Leaf killer against them in the playoffs last year. So you bring him back. His dad, who used to play for the Leafs, was a big part of that 93 magical Stanley Cup run that happened for the Leafs. But maybe that some of that Foligno magic will reappear in Toronto come playoff time.
From having a pretty decent season, you should expect them to make a nice long run in the playoffs. So
Jake, as a Leaf fan, you don't expect nothing from the Leafs because they're just going to end up breaking your heart.
Oh, I know. I'm just playing with you.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
I hate the Leafs.
I know you do. But Jake, there's two things sports-wise I want to get your thoughts on.
Of course.
And I'm very interested in your opinion. First, let's talk boxing. Did you watch the Jake Paul Ben Askren fight?
I saw how it ended.
Hear about it. Yeah.
I saw how it ended. It looked like a joke.
Okay.
It didn't look real. like just swiped at it, the guy fell down.
What's more real, that or WrestleMania?
I avoided wrestling completely.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know. I was not paying attention to WrestleMania. Sorry. 2 nights of no, I'm good. Yeah, and this boxing thing, no. It's a show. It's a money grab. And he just swiped at him. The guy goes down for like a count, like Ali knocked him out or something. Come on, get out of here.
The guy's body looked like it looks like a bag of milk.
Mm-hmm.
The guy was out of shape. This was a clear money grab for this guy.
Oh yeah.
You know, it was a joke. I feel sorry. I don't feel sorry for them because they're idiots. I laugh at the people that spend $50 on this.
Can you imagine?
It's unbelievable. Oof. Thank God I have my Fire Stick that I can get all this shit for free. There's no way I would pay for this fucking thing.
Oh hell! Twitter gave me the 15-second video
that's
that
all
I
you
needed to watch.
That's all you needed to know.
Done.
The best thing about it was Jake was Snoop Dogg on commentary. That was the only thing that saved it. And Pete Davidson making fun of both fighters was hilarious. So.
Well, yeah, that's a bunch of nonsense. I'm still surprised people would pay to watch that crap.
But
you should know better.
But okay, yeah, all right. So in his last 2 fights, this Jake Paul guy, I guess he's a YouTuber turned boxer now, beat Nate Robinson, basketball player. Man, he knocked out an out of shape, overweight former MMA star. Right. So what's next? Who's next for him to fight?
We have hockey players. We have football players because he's not going to fight a real boxer.
I think he needs to fight He needs to fight someone who's currently fighting in either boxing or MMA. Someone that actually is in shape. Number one, and actually does this as a living.
Yes.
You know, I like to see him do that. Will he fight Conor McGregor? I don't know.
That would be terrific.
Do you think Conor McGregor really needs that money?
No, but he'll give him an ass kicking. As much as you hate Conor McGregor, he doesn't shy down from a fight.
Think about this guy. He's a YouTuber, and he even if he loses, he wins because everyone.
You're 100% right because the whole promotion thing. He gets paid to do it, but he's not fighting real people.
No, but he's
not real fighters.
He's training to win, and he wins. And love him or hate him, you're talking about him the next day.
Not good, stupid.
You know, it's hey, say what you want when it comes to promoting and selling his brand. He does it better than anyone. So
that's true.
You know, so
hey, there's dummies that paid $50 for a pay-per-view to see him fight. There you
go. There you go. Absolutely. It was a complete joke, but good for him. Now, obviously, if he can weasel his way, to fight I guarantee he's gonna fight a big name that's been out of the boxing world for years, like a Mike Tyson.
No, have you seen? I watched the Tyson fight.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that guy! It's in his head. He is an total boxing animal.
Yeah.
He is tremendous. He is so good to watch.
But do you think that there would be would that be a draw for you to watch a fight that featured a YouTube star and a old former boxer?
From what I saw at the last pay-per-view from Mike Tyson, I would watch Mike Tyson fight again.
Yeah. I think
it'll be a good minute and a half. And then he'd knock this
one round.
Out.
That's all they can do.
That's it.
They're just gonna empty the tank on the first round. That's it.
Yeah, and Tyson's gonna knock him out in 30 seconds, minute and a half even. Give him some extra time. Because this kid's younger. He needs to run around the ring a little bit. If he gets in there up close, this kid would have no chance.
No. it's
No.
kind of if that were to happen, I would compare it to the Simpsons episode where Drederick Tatum fights Homer Simpson, and he's just beating his ass, and then he ends up taking a break to go chat with Charlie Sheen at ringside, and the ref comes over. Okay, you two, break it up. And he goes back to fighting Homer. Yes, it would be a bloodbath.
It would.
Yeah, so.
But that I would watch. That I would watch for sure.
Exactly. And one last sports thing before we move on, Jake. I'd love to get your thoughts because you are the soccer guru between us.
Here we go.
Yeah, the UEFA or not UEFA, whatever they want to call it, the Super League.
Super League, yes.
I want to get your thoughts on this. Was this a strict money grab, or does this league actually could it possible be like a new way of changing the football landscape?
From what I heard, they wanted to have all the rich teams in one league and just have their own thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they would have their own 8-10 team league, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
But what happened was this league got disbanded today because UEFA ruled that any of the players in that league wouldn't be eligible to play in the World Cup. So
Right.
obviously, that's not going to work for anybody.
Mm-hmm.
It's an interesting idea. It's an interesting concept, but it's not necessary because you already have enough leagues in Europe to play in. You have every country has its own league, and all the Champions League and everything else is enough. You don't need another league just because all these clubs want to make more money.
Mm.
But Darren is here. This is an excellent transition to my next point, which I want to ask you about. You know they have relegation in these leagues,
Right.
so we don't need another super league with all these clubs in it. What we need is to focus on what there is now, and that is relegation, which I like in soccer.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you think if we applied relegation to the NFL or the basket or the NBA, would that work? Would that motivate?
I think it would. It would
teams
motivate.
better?
Yeah. Oh, without a doubt. Because nobody wants to be relegated or left behind.
Like Darren, I'm thinking, what if the NFL has a relegation league?
Mm-hmm.
The XFL.
Ooh.
And
Kind of like that.
if you win the championship,
You get promoted
XFL,
up to the NFL.
that's right, and you bump a team with the worst record.
Wow. That is really interesting. I don't think.
Imagine the Detroit Lions.
I don't think it would ever
relegated to the
happen, but
XFL.
it's
I
definitely
know.
an interesting concept.
Like imagine an NFL team getting bumped down to the XFL, like the Lions or the Jets
Mhm.
playing in the XFL because they have to build their club up to be better to win the XFL, so next season they can bump somebody from the NFL.
Yeah.
That is a great motivator. I don't know what you think about that.
I think it's a great idea. I was also a friend of mine was talking about because they have this extra week of football now coming in. Week 17 now will be a full. You get 17 games.
Yes.
Starting this season. If there were like kind of you start an early playoff, and then you have like a winner's bracket. So like you know only one team would get a bye, the rest would play. So like two would play. How many? Like so like 6 or 8.
Mm-hmm.
And then anyway, so the winners move on, and then you have a losers bracket, and the winner of the losers bracket gets the first overall pick in the upcoming NFL draft.
Oh, so like the worst two teams in the league play?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that would be sweet.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That way it'll still be interesting, you know. They'll still have something to play for.
Like instead of having the what's it called, the Pro Bowl, have the worst two teams play that weekend before the Super Bowl,
Exactly.
and then whoever wins gets the first draft
Get
pick.
the first
That's awesome.
exactly, and then
it goes in order.
But then the loser gets second, third,
Second,
fourth.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's cool.
Absolutely. So yeah, a lot of interesting things, a lot of moving pieces that makes life in the pandemic a little interesting sports-wise.
That's right. Now, before we kill off sports a little bit,
Yes.
let me get your take on the draft. So next week we won't have that much time to discuss what we want from the draft. What would you want the Lions to do in the draft?
I was racking my brain about this the other day on like what would be great for the Lions to do as the right things to do. This is a new regime. This is their first draft. Obviously, Brad Holmes has a great pedigree when it comes to finding those diamonds in the rough. And Dan Campbell, hell of a motivator. Even though a lot of people compare him. I saw this one great comparison. I don't know if I send you the photo of him and Rod Marinelli, how they're kind of similar in a lot of they're similar in a lot of different ways. But it's important for them because they have a lot of holes to fill, Jake. I think it's important for them to do is trade back, gather as many picks as you can, and just come at it hard next year in the draft.
Yeah, if I did the exact same thing actually as you would do, is trade back.
Yep.
Now make sure this year is a learning year. Tank.
Well,
try to get the first top 3 pick next year, and pick your quarterback of the future next year. Just remember, you have 2 draft picks in the first next year.
As of right now.
Yeah.
See, that where it depends. Let's say a team like the Patriots want to trade up to that number 7 spot. That's fine. But you better be giving us a first round pick in next year's draft if you want that.
Oh, hell yeah, because it's the Patriots and fuck you.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. But like if it's like, moving up from 9 to 7 like we talked about in that mock draft, okay. If they give us like a third and I'm sorry, it was one of those here. This is what they said. So in this mock draft where the Lions got Jalen Waddle at 9 by trading back with Denver. So this is the write-up. After moving back, the Lions still get Waddle, who reminds new GM Brad Holmes of Braden Cooks. Detroit gets a 4th and a 6th round pick on this trade.
That's fine because we need more picks this year. We don't have that many.
Exactly. Yeah. So if it's something like that, we're moving down 2 spots. That's no big deal. But if you're moving from like down all the way down to 15, yeah, you better be giving us first round pick next year.
Yeah, so it's got to be a big haul because you're dropping a lot of spaces there. Like halfway through the first round, you're all the best players are going to be gone.
Exactly. And obviously them having Jared Goff buys them time to he's a good Band-Aid right now.
Yeah, I don't mind him.
I don't mind him either. If it's anything, surround him with weapons. So when you bring in your next future quarterback, your next franchise quarterback, he'll be ready to hit the ground running with these weapons. Now, do you really want to put all your eggs on the offensive side, or do you want to take like the best defensive player off the board right away?
Right. Well, what's your top 3 positions that you'd want them to draft this year?
Linebacker, huge need for them. Wide receiver, obviously, and offensive line. Those would be my top 3.
Yep.
So
me too. O line, D line.
Yeah.
O line, D line, and I would definitely go safety or a corner after that.
Yeah, because when you have like someone like a Micah Parsons, which like he's good, and I don't know about you, but I get I got the who's the character from draft day that he ends up taking with the first overall pick. What was his name?
The defensive end. Yeah.
Something Mac, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, we kind of ruined it because we can't remember the guy's name.
You can't remember that name.
Yeah.
Dante Mack.
Vontae Mack, yeah, Vontae. Exactly. I get a lot of Vontae Mack vibe from this Micah Parsons guy. The guy plays with a lot of passion, a lot of heart. Dan Campbell, he looks like a Dan Campbell type of player, is what I'm saying. So when it comes to that. So, you know what? Yeah, I'm excited. Obviously, the draft really starts at pick number 2 or 3, depends on how you look at it. But like, are you expecting any big bombshells before the draft?
No, I'm just what came out today. I want to see what happens to the quarterback situation, because if something stupid and magical happens, the Lions move down, and for some amazing reason Jalen Hurts just happens to drop that far down, I would not even hesitate. Not only would you have a quarterback at number 9, let's say if they do drop down to number 9, but you would also have extra picks this year. There'll be the most magical day ever.
I'm sorry, did you say Jalen Hurts?
Oh, wait, who did I say? Shit.
I'm like, I think he was already drafted last year.
No. What's his name? Ohio State.
Oh, Justin Fields.
Justin Fields, yes.
Yeah. It's okay. Jake's been doing that.
I'm just reading NFL.com right now.
He's been recording a lot of podcasts, folks. I have
no idea.
He doesn't even know what day it is.
Not really. It's all blending together.
It's all blending. It's just a big old purple haze for him.
Yeah, you've been having your headset on for so long, especially when you're playing video games, or like for in my case, recording, whether your ears are just attached to your head. When I take them off, that's the state I'm in.
Yeah. Speaking of playing video games, I guess there's a new Warzone map, or there was a new
update. Yeah, should be coming up.
An update. Yeah, I guess it's already out today. I don't know. My friend.
Oh, is it? I don't know.
But my friend sent me a Instagram post about it. I'm like, oh, okay. I guess that's cool.
You're not on when I'm on, so I can't play with you. I don't know.
You know what? I'm playing tonight. If you want to play tonight, we'll play tonight.
Okay, you're gonna be sleepy by the time I get on to play.
Okay. What time are you gonna come on?
Probably around 11:30.
That's fine. I'll be on.
There you go. And everybody knows my time when I play. Add me up, Lone West on Xbox.
Boom. Hashtag Sunday Night Army. Get on it. Do we want to do? Do you have any more sports?
No, sports is good. It's a great preview we did for next week. Because next week when we do our live show, we're not going to have to go through all this again. We'll have a couple guests on.
We'll have some knowledgeable Lions fan. Maybe our friend Kyle Horner will join us. We'll get him on.
Maybe we'll have a special live audience. You never know who might pop up. You never know.
That's right. We'll see.
Maybe some past guests. You never know.
Here you go.
There's a tease. But no, let's do the top 5.
All right, let's do the top 5. Top 5. So we've touched on it earlier. If you listened earlier, we talked about Akil Baddoo, being this bright spot in this Tigers lineup right now. And if you're not aware, Tigers are currently up 4-2, and Akil Baddoo got another RBI. So he's starting to heat back up again there, Jake.
Also known as Darren's new baseball jersey that he just ordered on Amazon.
Yabba dabba doo. Exactly.
There you go.
All right. So
it'll be worth 5 cents by this time next year. Go.
Hey, number 60. I'll rock that. I'll rock that like one of these guys in my top 10, in my top 5 list. So obviously we have, because Akil Baddoo is off to such a great start, it got me thinking on the top 5 one-hit wonders in Detroit Tiger history. Yeah, that's why Jake loves it when I do it. Jake loves it when I do a top 5 because I really put thought and effort into it.
I just like food. So go ahead.
Yeah, like how about the top 5 burgers?
Okay, next time.
Anyways. Coming at number 5, I don't know if you remember this guy, Jake.
Yeah.
Number 5, Robert Fick.
Fick?
Yeah.
How long ago was this?
This was back in 2001.
Would not remember.
So, Robert Fick is really only known for hitting the last home run at the old Tiger Stadium.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, the last home run he ever hit that was ever in that ballpark was a grand slam, and he hit it on the roof. So that was Robert Fick's claim to fame. That comes in at number 5. Number 4 is Quentin Berry.
Quentin Berry, the leadoff.
Yes, this guy was a lot of fun to watch running the bases. He was called up from Toledo, played 94 games in 2012 for the Tigers. He hit 258 in 2012, but also sold 21 bases in 21 attempts. So he was perfect on the stealing side. He was even on played in the 2012 World Series. So there you go. Quinton Berry, number 4.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, Justin Thompson. If anyone remembers him. Another hotshot young prospect that didn't quite live up to the hype. Was the starting pitcher for the Tigers. Thought that they had locked up as a solid starter for years. Come after his 1997 season. And his 97 season was solid. He went 15-11 with a 3.02 ERA. After that, he got ugly, plain ugly. He lasted just another 2 seasons in Detroit with the ERA over 4, and he only appeared in 2 other career games as a relief pitcher in 2005, and then it went downhill after that. So that's number 3. Number 2, Brennan Bosch.
Brennan Bosch.
He had a solid first 2 years in the Old English D. However, it didn't last very long. Bosch hit 256 with 14 homers and 67 RBIs. And then it kind of went downhill after that. Tigers released him prior to the 2013 season. And coming in at number 1, this guy, he's an oldie, but he was a goodie. And he was my dad's favorite Tiger player. He never missed the home game when he pitched. Number 1 is Mark Fidrych. Calling this great man a one-hit wonder is kind of misleading because of the way he captured the hearts of fans in such short amount of time, which is unheard of nowadays. Mark the Bird Fidrych was named Rookie of the Year in 1976, going 19-9 with a 2.34 ERA and 24 complete games. 24 complete games. Unbelievable.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. You never see pitchers do that nowadays. He was well known for his antics, like talking to the ball, which made the fans go crazy over him. Unfortunately, his career was shaken by many injuries, and he was out of the league by 1981. And Fidrych is no longer with us. He actually passed away, and so it's kind of sad. But he lives in Detroit Tiger baseball lore as that magical summer where everyone was in love with Mark the Bird Fidrych. So there you go. There's your top 5.
There you go.
One-hit wonder Tiger.
Never disappoints.
Yeah. So
there you go.
Mm-hmm.
A little sad at the end, but never disappoints.
Yeah, I know.
All right, let's do some music. Liven things up a little bit.
Let's hit the music.
Because right now I have a Vancouver-based musical duo called Casio Gems. They're singer-songwriters, and their second single out right now is called "Don't Go." So, so
that's not how the song goes, but I'm just saying.
It's not even close, but it's okay. They're from Vancouver, BC, and it's 2 people in this duo, obviously, Jeff and Vicky, and they used the lockdown of 2020 to collaborate remotely and create songs, both covers and originals. So with the texture of acoustic instruments and warm harmonies, music is intimate, emotive, and even dark. In a time where we are grieving the loss of normalcy, the music of Casio Gems, and I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, is a nostalgic blanket. So their track here is called "Don't Go." It's pretty cool. Check it out right here on the ADG podcast.
Take a deep breath. Keep a cool head. Take a long look at all the words we've said. It's been long hours and a longer day. You're saying you might walk away. It's a dangerous zone when we feel so alone. Baby, all I wanna say, don't go. On a jet plane, in a fairy tale,
came to know my stubborn, broken heart so well.
And we've held on like a tragedy waiting to happen. A ghost that follows you and me. It's a high wire dance. There's always one more chance. Baby, can't you hear me say, don't go. Baby, don't go now. Don't go.
Don't go.
Baby, don't go now. 'Cause I still love you like
All
the
this
sun.
trouble comes and I can't
We
see.
always say we are the lucky, lucky
Seems I'm running,
ones.
but I can't get
It's
free.
so crazy when
It's so
we're
crazy,
feeling
girl.
like
I'm
love
trying
is
to
gonna
understand.
end. You and I keep running when love is right here in our hands. Take a deep breath.
Keep a cool head.
Take a long look. Don't go.
Don't go.
Don't go.
Don't go.
Please don't go. Don't go.
There you go. That was "Don't Go" by Casio Gems right here on the ADG podcast. Who has enjoyed that track?
I
Little
love that
break
song.
in our talking. Yeah, me too. It's pretty good. And yeah, go check him out. We'll tag him in all of our stuff once we post the episode online.
I'll
everywhere.
definitely. Are they on Spotify, Jake?
Of course.
All right, I'll definitely check that out.
Always. Spotify, SoundCloud, and View music video is on YouTube.
Oh,
Casio
man.
Gems, spelled
Fancy
Kaseogems. Casio
See, when I
Gems.
hear the name Casio, I think of the old
Watch.
watches.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you have a Casio growing up?
I did not.
Oh, dude,
No,
it was
No.
like you weren't cool unless you had a Casio.
no,
man.
that's exactly it. I was never that cool. So that's it right there. But what do you want to do next there, Darren? I got 3 stories I want to get into today before we finish off the show. But I know you had your own version of what grinds your gears.
Yes, what grinds my gears is obviously it's fails in comparison to Jake's grinds my gear, which I know he'll have something spectacular for us. But it's I guess not a full grinds my gears, but like one that really irks me, is I was taking my dog for a walk, and then I noticed that there's a new trend when it comes to littering these days.
Ooh.
And it's not garbage. It's people's throwing away their mask on the ground.
Terrific.
And I'm not talking about like the paper ones, the disposable ones. I'm talking about like cloth mask.
That's
That
gross.
the real gross ones, So like there's a track around a high school where I live, and without word of a lie, I made one loop around that track, and during that loop I found not 5, not 6, but 8 different masks on the ground. I'm like, this is disgusting, and I had to really like I took photos of it and I posted on Twitter. I'm like, is this the new way of littering these days? These people can't, take their mask and throw it out, in a trash can like a normal person. Like,
That's a good question. Now, do we want to say which high school this is at, or?
Oh, it wasn't a high school. It was actually a grade school, by it's St. Gabriel's. That's what it's called.
Okay.
Yeah, so out here, over here in South Windsor. So yeah, it's an absolute joke. People, take your mask with you or throw it out in a trash can at the closest trash can near you. Don't just throw it on the ground. These masks aren't disposable. They are, but so throw them out. Normally they're not gonna the cloth masks aren't gonna decompose in it's not like it's good for the soil to leave your disgusting mask on the ground.
No, exactly. They're probably the same people that wear their masks while they're driving. It's just nonsense right now. But no, I agree with you. You drop it, throw it in the garbage. It takes 2 seconds.
Yeah.
But it's a cloth mask you paid money for. These things aren't always very cheap. You know what I mean? So
no, it's a complete joke that people are doing this, and now with these people that are still out there protesting, having these anti-lockdown rallies, when we're in another lockdown, just making it worse for everyone else, having all these gatherings at the big Canadian flag in downtown here. It just makes our city look that much pathetic, that much more.
Yeah, I think we're all over this nonsense. I'd rather open it up because I'd rather have it all back to normal right now as soon as possible. Like a bunch of states in the U.S. have opened up completely, and their numbers are actually dropped drastically. So I'm down for just letting nature take its course.
Yeah.
And take your stab if you want to get stabbed. Perfect. Go for it. Love it. Go for it.
Yeah.
But let's open it up. It's available. Go get your shot. Open it up for everybody. Don't go by age group. It's available. Go get it. And if you don't want it, you don't want it. You want it, you get it. And that's it. Yeah. Let it be. Just like everything else we ever do. Why? There's no difference. Just get it done.
Exactly. And seeing all these, now that they made the announcement that if you're 40 and older, you can get the shot now.
Oh, that actually includes me. There you go.
There you go, Jake.
Why not? For the first time ever.
Make your appointment.
Over. No, I'm good. I
didn't think you'd be the kind to go get it.
No,
didn't think
I'll get it in a few years once I see the long-term side effects.
Oh, okay.
All right. Then I'll get it. Just faith and trust in something reliable, like anything else in this world. But that's a good one. That's a good. Littering isn't good, and there's just another thing to add to our littering nonsense. So that's a good one there, Darren.
Yeah.
So let's talk about our movie trailer, because this is your choice, and I blame you.
Oh boy.
For our choice of movie trailer to review. But Fast Nonsense 9 is coming out soon. And this stupid ass movie. Yeah. And this stupid movie has a trailer. But I'll let Darren go first because he's on a roll. So I'll let you have the first crack at this piece of shit.
This piece of shit. I love it how he says, Jake's been just so busy, so I had to come up with the trailer this week, and
you failed. But go ahead.
Okay, I failed. All right, because if it was up to him, he would pick Godzilla vs. Kong again, even though.
You asked for my review. I'll get to that in a minute.
Okay, so yeah, I saw this trailer, and it's just so completely bizarre, and it's Vin Diesel because Vin Diesel's the coolest guy out there. Even if he says the moon is blue, but he says it in a very Vin Diesel way, the moon is blue.
Holding a wrench in a garage.
Yeah, the moon is blue for the family. Yeah, that kind of stuff. Yeah, I thought it was absolutely crazy. You expect the typical shenanigans, the crazy stunts, the crazy car chases, all that stuff. But you added John Cena, 16-time WWE World Champion John Cena. You can't see me, and I'm not going to see this movie.
No. That's a good one.
So yeah, the trailer looks pretty crazy. He plays. It's not a spoiler alert because it was in the trailer. He plays Dominic Toretto, Vin Diesel's character's brother. So obviously, John got all the hair in the family. So, so there you go. So yeah, it just complete adrenaline, male testosterone kind of
nonsense explosion,
fun-filled movie. Oh, geez, yeah, they're gonna be going to the moon next time, probably.
Oh, yeah.
Elon Musk is gonna get on there. He's gonna get on his ship and go to Mars or whatever.
Space.
Sure. Too fast, too furious for Earth.
So what's your out of 5 on this?
Oh, geez, you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I'm probably gonna go see this movie if we ever go back to movie theaters, just because those kinds of movies, it's always a great experience on a big screen. High definition sound, that kind of stuff. But I kind of dig it, and I'm very curious to see how John Cena, infiltrates this Fast and Furious universe. The Rock did his part in there, and they created a spin-off of that. Will this create a spin-off for John Cena? I don't know, but it's gonna be interesting. Say what you want about John Cena. He's a decent actor. He does have a comedic flair sometimes, but yeah. I see the trailer and I give it a solid 3 out of 5, Jake.
Wow. I'm shocked by that, and I'll tell you why.
Oh,
because the trailer looked like garbage.
Here comes Mr. Positivity.
Well, no, I was done with this franchise by 7. I don't know who's paying to continue this bullshit series, but whatever. No, there are no fans. If the real fans stopped at Tokyo Drift and then came back for just number 7, okay? Because that's all that really matters. 1, 2, 3, 7. That's it. Fast and Furious, Too Fast, Too Furious, Tokyo Drift is number 3, and number 7 to finish off the series. But since we're talking about this piece of shit at number 9, I'm going to start off with saying it's unnecessary. Because how in the storyline does Toretto get a brother? Hasn't never been mentioned. He has a brother. Oh, we kept him secret. In the giant world of they've exploded everything all over the place around the world. And if this guy's such a big shot, he never ever came up? Really? Okay, that makes sense. Hey, Han's back. Okay, that's realistic. Whatever their explanation is, I don't give a shit. It's stupid. All explosions, things flying, blowing up. I don't care. It makes no sense. From all the first few movies where they're about racing, they're about doing things illegally, putting themselves in situations, to this bullshit where they're tackling God knows what. No, it's garbage. There's no storyline. There's no plot line. The trailer was so dumb it burned my eyes. The actual trailer, and I'm sorry, I'm going to have to say this, but it's going to be the lowest rating ever. I'm going to give it a 0.5 because I hate this franchise now. It should have died its awful death. Everything out past the 7th episode should be burned. Okay, it's utter trash. Number 9 should be the death of all. They should all die at the end of the movie. Put them in a plane and it explodes. Done. Never to be seen again. And if they do make a John Cena spinoff, great. Give him another character to beef with. It'll be just like the stupid Rock spinoff that was garbage. Yeah.
British guy.
Yeah. Jason Statham.
Yeah.
They were awful.
Awful. John Cena, huh? All right.
Yeah.
Mate. Okay.
Good. Another 10-minute fight when they punch each other in the face for 10 minutes and they're still friends. Okay. Oh, believable. More explosions. But yeah, no, it's trash. I'm sorry. It's just, there's nothing to do with racing, nothing to do with anything, no cool cars, it's all garbage. What's the storyline going to be? Well, he has a brother. Now we have to defeat him. My team's back together. We're back in the house. Yeah. Oh my God. No, get out of here. Why even waste money on these things?
You know what? I think it's like a rite of passage for most people to go through, like to be in at least one of these movies,
Well, if you're not going for quality, I guess.
No, well, no one's ever said going for quality. I think it's just more of a fun thing, I guess.
It just ruins the franchise, man. Like, come on, they were all I could live with 4, 5, and 6 even. I could live with it because it was necessary to get to number 7, as number 7 was really good. After that, it was just bad. What a waste. What a waste of money. What a waste of talent. What a waste of everything. Nobody should ever see it. I am not going to see it unless it's free on TV with commercials. And that's the only way I'm ever going to see this piece of shit. There you go. There's my rating. 0.5 out of 5. And
Wow.
There you go. Done with that.
Maybe we should start a new tradition. Anytime that Jake completely derails a trailer, like I take a shot of bourbon or whiskey or whatever I have next to me right here.
Okay, they're Bad Boys 3.
Oh, slow down, Mac. Okay, Mac.
Okay, Mike.
I'm still breathing, Mac.
Oh my God, Mike.
Yeah, that actually smells fantastic.
There you go.
All right. But no, yeah. Well, there you go. That's why we have difference of opinion. That's what makes our podcast so great.
That's right.
I can't wait till we get up. I can't wait till we get to 100 episodes there, Jake.
One day.
One day.
We're actually at like 65 or
66.
We're
We're getting there. We're getting there.
Over the last few years, we've got a few seasons. Season 4. Yeah. There. It's going to be fun.
Any chance we can get Carol Baskin on our show?
Absolutely not. I don't trust you with questioning. And for those who don't know that joke, I would suggest to research that.
Yeah. I would be like, first question, did you kill your husband? Yeah. Did you kill your first husband?
This is why I get awards. This show doesn't. Someone's got to be professional over here. Oh, my God. All right. I got 3 stories. I want your opinion on, okay?
Okay.
We'll go from realistic to less realistic. And this might actually go down your alley a little bit, but let's try with this first one. Netflix correction quarter streaming giant stumbles after benefiting from an early pandemic surge. So basically, they only projected 1 million new paid additions to their subscription service in the second quarter of this year, when last year at this time was like 29 million new subscribers. So what do you think about that? Do you think there's more options to Netflix, or is Netflix not the in thing anymore?
I think Netflix will always be part of the family of streaming options. But yeah, it depends on what you're really looking for. Because now Netflix used to be the king for a long time. And then here comes Apple Plus. Here comes Disney Plus. Here comes Paramount Plus.
Yep.
Here comes, I forget, what's the other one? Prime. And it's really benefiting all these artists, these directors, these actors that are have all these projects, and there's so many platforms that you can put your work on. It's unbelievable. Obviously, you got to pick what's right for you. HBO Go, or is it Go or HBO
Something.
Plus? Anyways. It really depends on what you feel like is the best for you. Netflix, I think, will always be king because of their relationship with talent and their track record when it comes to shows. Your Stranger Things, your The Crown, and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. So I can see Netflix still remaining on top of the mountain for at least the next little while.
All right, not bad. Okay, so here's something on the kind of piggyback off your grandeur gears issue. Right now, obviously, this is California because people in California are crazy. City council here for one of the towns in California, I don't care which one, they're all shit. In an effort to alleviate some financial burdens in Los Angeles restaurants and reduce plastic waste, City Council on Wednesday unanimously approved an ordinance to make disposable items such as utensils and napkins available at restaurants only when requested by customers. So you won't get your napkins or whatever you need, or utensils unless you ask for it. Unless you ask for it, right?
Wow.
So you go get your takeout, you're not going to get anything in there unless you ask for it.
Unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
And that was another thing I noticed, that getting very frustrated with is the paper straws in restaurants these days. I hate it. Absolutely hate it. There's nothing wrong with plastic.
Right. Because if you're right, because the plastic straws actually make up a very, 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 very minuscule percentage of plastic waste.
Mm-hmm.
It's so minuscule. It's like 6 decimal points back of actual plastic waste in the world. So, and you're right. And it's just something I figured you'd find interesting, because you go get takeout in LA and you're gonna be like, oh, I have my food, but I don't have anything to eat it with. There's my takeout. Yep, there you go. But here's something you might enjoy. Last story for today. This is off of Vice. Commercial airline pilots keep reporting UFOs over Canada, but 80% of them in this article that says don't even report it because it might affect their job status. What do you think about that?
I'm sorry. Repeat that last part.
80% of the pilots don't report it because they're afraid of their job status.
Oh, jeez. Well, you know, pilots are...
It's just actually, sorry, 90%. 90% of the things they see, they don't report because it might have implications on their employer.
So, I think it's just kind of like... I don't want to say like every job, but like some jobs where if it's not a really big deal, you know, like, is it worth reporting to your superior? Pilots, they have a lot of pressure on them as is, you know. So if this is supposed to be helping them, I don't know if it's doing. I think it's doing more harm than helping.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, it's just, I guess there's so many UFOs they see, they're just not reporting any.
Come on, Jake. We all know that there's UFOs.
I know.
There's other life forces out there. You know,
of course.
If you think that we're the only ones in this whole universe, this whole galaxy, then you're fucking crazy. You know.
Well, that's why I'd like to see everybody like have like a reporting chart and how many would actually be accumulated over a certain period of time. You know what I mean? That would be nice to know. Well, yeah. There you go.
I'm sure, and it's just like, it doesn't have to be commercial pilots or just other pilots that, you know, in the Air Force that when they're doing test runs, I'm sure they see crazy stuff, or even people like that sail ships like around the world, you know. I'm sure they see crazy things up in the sky.
Oh, for sure.
There's a lot of unsolved mysteries out there, you know. Great show, by the way.
Yeah, I love that Netflix show.
Yeah. So like something like that, like do I believe that there's aliens out there? I'm like 75% sure that there are something like that out there.
That's not bad. Well, that's what we're gonna finish off our show with today.
Oh, okay.
Aliens.
There
you go. Find us everywhere. All streaming platforms, ADG Podcast. Email us questions, concerns, hate mail, adgpodcast@gmail.com. Yeah, check us out on Facebook. Check us out on YouTube. And look for our Facebook stream next week for the draft, if you're interested in that. And us following it live, when reacting to it live, that's what we're going to be doing. And thanks for listening. And can't wait for the next show.
Sounds good. That should be fun.
That should be great.
Great to reconnect with you, Jake. Thank you for tuning in. All the best to you and your other 742 podcasts that you do.
Always has to jab. Always.
Oh, it's not jab. It's all love. It all comes from love. It all comes from love. But also happy Prince anniversary day to you.
Tremendous.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely we'll play some Purple Rain for you later.
It is on the playlist.
It's on the playlist, exactly. So that's all good stuff. All right, then. But like Jake said, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, advice for our podcast, drop us an email, atgpodcasts@gmail.com. Find us out on all our social, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. We're all there. And look forward to our draft special coming up next week.
Yep, Thursday.
So either, you know what, I will find something really nice to drink while I watch it, probably to wipe away the tears and just drink my sorrows away. So that'll be good.
No, it'll be good. It'll be fine.
Wow.
We will be okay. We will be just fine.
How is this happening where Jake is the most positive one when he talks about the Lions drafting? Wow.
We made the right changes at the right time.
You know what? I think I'm going to pull up last year's draft special just to see you like, this is a stupid fucking pick. Can't believe you fucking picked this guy.
And I was right.
1 year later.
And I was right. And I was completely right. Last year's draft was awful. It was the worst draft ever.
You know what? I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go and I'm just going to chop up some best bits from that episode and we'll play it on Thursday.
Hell yeah.
We'll have a nice video montage of it.
Even better.
With some Sarah McLachlan playing in the background. I will remember you.
Yep. and we'll make our predictions for this year, and we'll get our live reactions. It'll be great.
We will. It will be great. That's exactly what I'm doing. All right.
Cool.
Okay.
All right. Yep. Let's do it.
Well, that will do it for the ADG podcast. From all of us at the ADG podcast, I'm Darren.
And I'm Jacob.
And we are ADG.